Cool. Well, hello. We're live.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us today. I see some familiar faces in the crowd of some folks that we've already gotten to spend time with. Thank you for being here at ISE with us.
Absolutely. Hope your week's been going great so far.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. I'm Noah Copeland from the Surface Marketing team. I'm joined up here by David Alexander, our Principal Product Manager for Surface Hub. And today
Hello.
we're very excited to talk to you all about Surface Hub 3 and Microsoft Teams Rooms. So first things first, we understand that you all in the audience are decision makers and business leaders and pioneers. And frankly, the way of work has really changed. What we're really striving to do at Microsoft and Surface is disrupt technology and bring people together and create a workforce that's flexible for all.
Absolutely.
And so how we strive to do that is through Surface Hub 3. This device is designed end-to-end by Microsoft, and it's the premier all-in-one hybrid meeting and collaboration device built for modern work. It brings the best of Teams rooms to any space, and its mobile design means you can basically meet anywhere. Surface Hub 3 pairs the iconic Surface design experience with intuitive MTR experience. It's the only collaboration board designed end-to-end by Microsoft. And it was the first all-in-one touch board to run Teams rooms on Windows.
It was more than a year ago. We launched the foray of Microsoft Teams Rooms Windows into the touchboard category.
And really, the result of this is a device that's fun to use, to be able to walk up and touch with our dual pen active inking that makes writing and drawing really natural, and the ability to seamlessly join a meeting.
Absolutely. And actually, on that pen and ink front, this is something that's in Surface's DNA. Since the very beginning of Surface, what we did from Microsoft and for the ecosystem was really pushing the boundaries of pen and ink and driving the relevance in the ecosystem all up. And so, of course, for a large interactive collaboration board, you would expect nothing less than a fastidious approach to pen and ink, an amazing quality pen and ink experience, super low latency, low parallax, really feels natural. And that really matters when it comes to a touchboard form factor, where one of the primary things they're going to do is do whiteboarding on it and interact with the pen.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what makes Hub Hub and how we get the best value from Microsoft Teams Rooms. First things first, Teams Rooms really shines on Hub 3. Teams Rooms connects our remote and in-office participants, and what we're really seeing is that we're creating an inclusive environment for Teams Rooms and meetings with video, audio, our content sharing capabilities, and all of our collaborative features, such as you can see whiteboard being shared into a Teams meeting right there. Hub 3 also runs on Teams Rooms, which is built on our Windows operating system, and it was the first all-in-one board running Windows. Newest features from Teams Rooms are coming to Hub 3 on day one of their launch, and because of that, we can deliver features and experiences very consistently and create consistent, robust features for the conference room through Teams Rooms.
Yeah, the thing I love about this imagery right here is it actually puts all of the pieces together for an interactive collaboration board, all in one iconic view. This is the front row layout running here on Surface Hub, the 85-inch Surface Hub 3 device. And what you see is the meeting participants here in the lower participant grid. You see AI removing their backgrounds. It's putting them all at the same level. So this is promoting the inclusivity of that hybrid meeting experience. You see the hand raise pane, the chat pane. So that's really keeping track on what's going on in the meeting beyond just those who are in the room. So it's really blending those boundaries between who's in room and who's remote. That's, of course, the definition of hybrid, which we are all super focused on. You are all super focused on right now. And then the interactive experience right there front and center in the stage with the interactive whiteboard experience. And you can see the collaborators in there. And those cursors are the people who are remote, who are also real-time collaborating and whiteboarding together with us. So it really shows the power of the interactive touchboard form factor for running those Teams meeting experiences and making everything all the more interactive.
Absolutely. And because, as I mentioned, we're built on Windows operating system, Hub 3 works with the full catalog of Teams Room certified peripherals. And here you get a sense of the scale of that. And so what that means is you can turn any space into a full-blown Microsoft Teams Room certified all-in-one device with any of these peripherals, whether that's camera, audio, console.
Yeah, and that's really important actually in terms of the scalability of the device into all sorts of different spaces. We know not every space is the same in your organizations. You're designing from the small room all the way up to the boardroom. You're designing dedicated meeting rooms where people do lots of presentations, all the way down to informal focus rooms or flexible furniture orientations where people are going to flex the room to sort of meet their needs. So the ability to actually interoperate with all of those peripherals to really scale to what are the mics, what are the speakers, what are the cameras or additional systems you need in the room to really complete the experience for that deployment on a room by room basis actually is that flexibility that customers need, and that's something that you get from the Microsoft Teams Rooms Windows platform that Surface Hub can leverage.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about teamwork and collaboration and also how that's being enabled by AI. So we shared a little bit about Whiteboard already, but what's really powerful is the functionality. This isn't just a normal inking experience. Really what Whiteboard allows you to do, I mean, there's so much versatility. The ability to, as you can see there, use sticky notes, templates, timer, really full functionality to go up, kind of get your thoughts on the board and create some structure and ideate. Another great thing is that, as we mentioned, this is a walk-up usable feature. It's all at the touch of a button. David mentioned our inking and that experience and how we are really striving to create best-in-class inking, which is, by the way, dual inking, so we can support 2 pens. And this is fully integrated with Teams. So what that means is while I can launch right into the whiteboard, I can also bring that with me into a Teams room meeting, or I can just initiate it on my own in my own session.
The other half of this is, we think about the teamwork and collaboration. All of us are obviously thinking about what AI can do, right? If we're not talking about AI, it's not 2025 in our organizations, right? Yeah. And so, of course, we're thinking about that too, and thinking about what AI means in a shared space. What does AI mean in the conference room to teams of people using AI together? Of course, there's lots of discussion about what individual AI experiences that are tailored for me on my personal PC can do. But AI in the conference room actually means something a little different. And we think about it in a couple of ways. One of those is AI in terms of helping to drive a focus on inclusion and that humanity aspect. You heard me talking about how AI is actually sizing up people to have the same size heads in this gallery in the front row view and removing the backgrounds to avoid distractions and put everyone literally on the same level with each other. But AI can also then help the team productivity as well. You've seen some announcements recently from Microsoft on a capability called Facilitator, which basically adds AI note-taking and meeting recap capabilities and the abilities for AI to help teams progress their action forward and focus on the human thing, which is discussing progress and sort of offloading some of the minutia of meeting management and tracking all the notes and actions to the AI. And so we're thinking about what Facilitator can also do in the meeting room context. And the great thing about rooms is they're always there, even if you don't have a scheduled meeting. And so what we're starting to do with the Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows experience is bringing Facilitator to rooms so that even if you don't have a scheduled meeting, you can just pop in there with a coworker, launch Facilitator, and basically get the room starting to take notes and track actions and track the conversation on your behalf. You can have the discussion with your coworker and have everything tracked for you. But of course, because it's a room, it's a shared device, that device will not actually own the notes or retain access to it after the meeting. And so the process of spinning up Facilitator will actually drive you to claim ownership. So a real human retains the ownership afterwards, not the Surface Hub or the Teams Rooms device. But along the way, the room is acting as that note taker. So it's a really great opportunity for you to think about expanding the value of your meeting rooms to not just being a place that people go specifically to meet for scheduled meetings, but also a place you can go for just AI note-taking assistance. So really cool, really at the beginning of the AI journey for rooms, just like we're at the beginning of the AI journey on the personal front too.
It's also important to note that our brilliant touchscreen display allows for very intuitive interaction. So what does that mean? We have a brilliant 4K touchscreen, and the 50-inch Surface Hub 3 has incredibly high screen resolution. Our one-touch join, as I mentioned, makes hopping into Teams meetings as easy as can be, allows you to save time and just jump right in and get productive. And with the walk-up usage of Whiteboard, we're really making it so that you can see in portrait mode we're trying to create the ease of access and make it really feel like you would as if you were, displaying all of your artistic capabilities. And we really want creativity and ideation to be on demand, right? So it may not be as part of a scheduled meeting, but whenever you feel the need to go up and whiteboard and just get in there and go ahead and put your thoughts on there, you can see that really we're letting creativity flow.
Yeah, one of the things that's cool about Portrait and using whiteboard in a portrait style configuration, which is unique to Surface Hub on the Teams Rooms platform, is it actually helps break down those barriers that some people have to getting up and using a digital whiteboard in the first place. Sometimes it can be kind of scary to use new technology in a way that you haven't used before, or if you haven't had the chance to practice when there aren't other people around. And so being able to use this in Portrait, which actually looks a little bit more like those traditional analog poster boards or whiteboards that people might have been using, can help it feel more natural, kind of bridge to that new experience, and then get them into the digital whiteboarding environment to help them start getting all the benefits of digital whiteboarding. So a great way to bridge.
Let's talk a little bit more about our versatile design that you've come to know from Surface. So Hub 3 is really introducing a new way of interaction with Portrait. With the smart rotation and our smart AV, you can really adjust your 50-inch Surface Hub for orientation that's best in the moment. And that's not just a matter of portrait style. It's also a matter of your speakers and cameras and the way that you want to be heard and seen during a meeting, whatever the moment brings. And as you can see, Portrait makes something like a one-on-one meeting really feel personable. And we can see here that we have, obviously our 50-inch, which is also over there, and the 85-inch behind us.
Yeah. 85-inch doesn't rotate. That would be a little bit comical if that started to rotate, but it does actually add a lot of value on that 50-inch form factor, especially when you're rolling it around and bringing these unique experiences into collab spaces.
Absolutely, and also the APC battery pack for the 50-inch device means that you can really roll your hub down the hallway or anywhere and expand what it means to have a meeting and without dropping a call or closing out on your whiteboard session.
Yep.
So now let's talk about management capabilities. We're streamlining the tools that our customers are using to manage Teams Rooms devices, and we're making our support for Hub 3 safe and secure. What you know is that Microsoft runs on trust, and inside and out, Surface Hub 3 is Microsoft technology, and it's built on that promise, layer after layer, creating the best-in-class protection that you've come to expect from us, frankly, to keep your business safe. So Hub 3 is offering that protection from chip to cloud. That's happening in the background so it doesn't disrupt your workflow, and that's thanks to things like BitLocker, TPM, Defender. And really, through our cohesive management system, again, we're giving time back, letting you focus on the things that are important to running your business. You can monitor the health of your device through our Pro Management Portal. And now you can deploy Teams Rooms on Windows devices like Hub using autopilot and auto login of Teams Rooms. It's really trying to end-to-end flow, reduce time of complexity, and eliminate any security risk needing to share your credentials, passwords, usernames with your installer.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing here too is you're actually using familiar and consistent management tools with how you deploy and manage PC devices in your organization as well. And that consistency to manage every stage of the process for your PCs and your rooms consistently is actually something that customers tell us is really important to them. Obviously, we also have the Surface Management Portal, which is Microsoft's portal for managing Surface devices. But we have those broader management portals, Intune, Teams Rooms Pro Management Portal, that are scalable for the technology to use for, regardless of the device. But that brings a consistency for however you're managing all of the Rooms devices and brings that consistency between your Rooms devices and PCs.
Mm-hmm. So we've been in the game for a while now, and we know that a lot of our customers have familiarity with our Hub 2S product. And really, in our commitment at Microsoft, wanting to create secure, inclusive, pain-free experiences, we want to talk more about what our approach is to providing the latest experiences for our customers. So when we're thinking about how to get the best experiences that we've shown today on a Hub 3, there's a couple things to note about your hardware and software. So first of all, if you have currently a Hub 2S, you actually can buy a new Surface Hub 3 compute cartridge, which will you can insert this into the Hub 2S and effectively create a Hub 3 and have the same experience. And it also enables the smart rotation and smart AV that we talked about today in portrait mode. If you are expanding your conferencing and you're looking at new devices, you can purchase a new Hub 3, of course. But another thing that we're very cognizant of is that the reality is that you might just be looking to do a software migration. And so we actually do offer a free software migration for your Hub 2S that still allows you to have the same new features and capabilities that are existing on a Hub 3.
Yeah. Any of those software capabilities that are on the MTR platform on Surface Hub would be equivalent regardless of whether you software migrated a Surface Hub 2S to the Teams Rooms platform, or whether you got a Hub 3 cartridge to insert and upgrade your device. The difference is if you upgrade a Surface Hub 2S with that compute cartridge, it literally turns your Surface Hub into a Surface Hub 3 and brings all of those same capabilities, including the hardware-based things that only apply to Hub 3, like the increased performance, the portrait and smart rotation, smart AV capabilities, and it also sort of future-proof your investment a little bit more as well because the performance is higher. You're a little bit more ready for whatever comes down the pipe. But software migration can be a great stepping stone. If you don't have the budget to buy the Surface Hub 3 compute cartridge right now, you can still get the device over to the Teams Rooms platform in the interim, or maybe use that as a way to test drive the experience before you migrate your entire fleet or upgrade your entire fleet, for example. So it's a great way of providing flexible options to customers. But this cartridge swap, it really is as easy as unscrewing a single screw, pulling out the old cartridge, putting in the new one, and screwing that single screw back in. I have a bunch of these in my office because I'm on the engineering team. I'm swapping them all the time to test different things. I literally hot swap them like game console games. Like, remember when you were kids, you'd basically have a scattering of games all over the floor. You pop them into the console, play the game. Like, it feels like that sometimes with the Surface Hub cartridges. It's that easy to do because we designed it to be modular.
Absolutely. So all of this really comes together as the Surface Hub 3, as our premier collaboration all-in-one device running on Microsoft Teams Rooms. And we talked about the cartridge just now and all of the great capabilities that it has. But we haven't stopped innovating. We've continued to iterate and bring new features to the Teams Rooms that are available on Hub 3. And we're excited to be previewing this to y'all here at ISE. And we'll actually be diving deeper on each of these features in our Thursday session. So come back tomorrow to hear more from us. This is just a little sneak preview. We're really excited to talk more about Edge Browser and Miracast, which we recently announced coming to Microsoft Teams Rooms on Surface Hub 3.
Yeah. The thing I'll say, though, before we move on is because Surface Hub is Microsoft's first-party Teams Rooms on Windows device, we play the role for the ecosystem like the rest of Surface PCs play, where we can work together across Microsoft to drive software innovation that then, yes, it manifests on Surface Hub, but it also brings benefits to the entire ecosystem. And so we're doing sort of what Microsoft does best, blending the best of hardware with the best of software development and really help making the experience better for everyone and rising all the boats with the tide. But of course, things should really shine on Surface Hub and shine on Surface devices, and we're proud of that as well. So really fantastic partnership, and you'll see more of that manifest in the experiences we talk about tomorrow, like Noah said.
Well, thanks for spending some time with us. Here's some things that we covered today. And if you want to see more, feel free to come back to our session tomorrow. We'll be covering what's new for Hub 3. And you can actually learn more at some of the recent blogs that we've published. And follow us on Microsoft Surface on LinkedIn to stay in the loop.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you, everyone. Actually, do you want to go? We leave it here just in case anyone wants to take a picture.
Should we get out of the way?
Yeah.